If you have been thinking about starting a relationship coaching business, then this video is for you. My name is Jamila McMallow, and I am the #1 love and relationship coach for top performing women over 35. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to start your own relationship coaching business in the next 30 days. I'm going to be doing that by sharing with you my top 7 steps that you need to take in order to be successful in this industry. Now, the first thing that you want to consider, I've got my notes right here. The first thing that you want to consider is, what is the transformation that you provide? Okay. So for myself, I have been coaching and mentoring for over 22 years. And I have specifically narrowed my focus down to transformational coaching, supporting women and having healthier relationships with men and, of course, #1, themselves. And I've been doing that since 2018. All right. And so when I decided to narrow my focus, I based it around my own personal journey of having been through a toxic marriage, a painful divorce, and then doing my own inner healing work, shifting my beliefs, shifting my behavior, shifting everything about the way I thought about men, marriage, and relationships, and positioning myself to attract and marry the love of my life, which I did in less than 6 months. And I did it without using online dating apps. I did it without dating a bunch of guys, and I did it without lowering my standards, actually raised my standards. And so that was my own journey. Okay, that was the transformational experience that I had. And so I now walk my clients through that same journey so that they are positioned to be able to attract the love of their life and build a relationship leading to marriage. So that is what I do. But your relationship coaching journey may be different. Maybe you just got out of a relationship. Maybe you just got out of went through a painful divorce and you're not yet in a new relationship. But what you did master was navigating the divorce process with grace, was coming out on the other side a better woman, of healing from that heartbreak. Perhaps that is the part of the journey that you have completed, that you have mastered, and you feel really good about walking somebody through. Okay. One of the biggest things that I see as a red flag out here on the internet is that anybody with a camera and a social media profile can claim that they're a relationship coach. Okay. They just start giving out advice, sharing random tips, but yet their own personal life looks like garbage. So I believe that is operating out of integrity. Like, I'm not going to try to teach you something that I myself have not mastered, or at least have a track record of helping other people to have accomplished. Okay. But when you yourself have never been in a happy, healthy relationship, never been happy in a healthy, happy marriage, but yet you're trying to teach people how to be in a happy, healthy marriage, that's incongruent. Okay. And like I said, you're not in integrity when you do that. So don't do that. Do what you can do. Don't feel like you have to sell something or project something that you have no experience. You haven't figured it out for yourself. So you, let alone, are not really in the position to be trying to teach somebody else how to do it. Okay. And that's okay. There's no judgment there. It's just recognize and own that. Own what part of the journey you're on and how you want to help someone experience a transformation. Okay. Now, you do not need a certification to be a coach. I'm going to repeat that for the folks in the back of the room. You do not need a certification to be a coach, because what happens, I'm going to tell you. So for me, I've been doing this for so long. I've been in human behavior so long. My background is in human resources management, and innately, just in my nature and who I am, which is probably why I was in human resources, why I'm a coach right now. It's who I am being. It's who I am. It's what I have always done. I have always been this way. I have always been able to extract information from people, help them get to the bottom of a problem, ask powerful questions, and help them get to a solution, or offer a solution, or offer good advice. Now, when I was younger, I used to do that unsolicited. You just be people talking, well, this, now I don't give it unsolicited. People ask me for it and they pay me for it. So if you are not naturally someone who is like that, right, who enjoys helping people to solve problems, who readily can see the bottom of something and provide a solution or see the way out so you're able to guide someone, then I'm going to encourage you that coaching may not be for you. It's not something that you're going to be able to learn from a book. It's not something that you're going to be able to learn from a coaching certification class. Learning how to ask certain types of questions, learning how to follow somebody else's process for whatever, that's not, listen, nobody is paying you for your certification, all right? Nobody is paying you for your title. People are paying you for the results that you're going to help them to be able to create in their life. So if you don't have a track record of being able to help people create results in their lives, if you don't have a track record or the confidence to believe that you can help somebody to do that, then this is not the industry for you, okay? You cannot learn that. You either are or you aren't. You either are the type of person that inspires people to create positive change in their life, or you're not. And it's okay, because there are other things that you can be good at. There are tons of people who are in systems and then the back end side of business, if you're still looking at being an entrepreneur. But if you want to step into this lane of coaching, and specifically relationship coaching, then this is who you need to be. I'm not saying you've got to be, an extrovert or as powerful or as vibrant as I am. But what I'm saying is you have to be confident in your ability to be able to help someone to create results. I always knew that I've always had that ability. So I never doubted that for a second. Okay. Never. It was more like, oh, finally, this is what I can call myself. Okay. That. So number one, understand, what are you going to coach people on in the relationship space? Do not say, oh, I'm a relationship coach, I'm just going to help you to have generic, better relationships. No, you're not. Okay. That's what therapists do. Therapists are a catch-all, open door, whoever has insurance. No, as a coach, you need to be very specific about what you're going to be focusing on in what it is that you do. You are not a professional paid listener. You are a professional paid problem solver. You help people to create results. You're not a sounding board. You're not there for people to unload. That's not what you do. You are there to help people shift their mindsets, change their behavior so that they can get what it is that they desire. All right. And if you don't feel confident doing that, if you don't feel confident telling somebody something that they don't want to hear, if you don't feel confident telling somebody what they need to know and need to do, and maybe not getting a positive response, if you can't deal with that, then this is not going to be the industry and lane for you. But if what I'm saying to you is landing, you're like, yeah, Jamila, yeah. Keep watching. Okay. So that's number one. What are you going to specifically focus on? And I strongly encourage you to look at your own experience. Look at what you have mastered when it comes to your relationships with men. And let's just pretend I'm talking to just women in this video, but you could be a man watching this. So, just make the adjustment. All right. So, but think about what you have mastered and what you could confidently teach someone else to do. Now, sometimes some people will just accomplish something and then turn around and think they're qualified to teach somebody else. And it's like, let's pause it there for a second. Like, I did not immediately start relationship coaching as soon as I married my husband or as soon as we started dating. No, we were married for about 6 years. So I already knew that everything that I did prior to dating worked. As far as allowing me to find a good man, I knew that our dating process worked because it allowed us to get our marriage off to a great start. I knew that it allowed us to navigate challenges in our marriage. Like, we had been married for 18 months when we lost our first son. We lost him at 8 days old. We lost a child. Okay. And a lot of couples don't recover from that. But we had such a solid foundation that we were able to navigate that successfully and continue forward. My relationship coaching business came after all of that, came after we had our second son. Okay. After we had lost that first child, and I had to get over my fears, and I focused and said, this is what, when we decided we wanted to have another child, I got focused and I got down to business about how it was that I wanted this pregnancy to be different and what I wanted to do to ensure that he was safe and made it, kept living, didn't have that same situation that happened in the hospital. Okay. So I did that. So all of that life experience, all of that tried and tested stuff in my relationship, in my marriage, in myself, before I stepped up and said, all right, Now I'm ready to walk you through this journey. I had made it to the other side and down the road and around the corner and way over on the other side before I started trying to teach somebody how to do it. It was tried and tested. I knew what worked. Okay. Some people are out here teaching stuff that hasn't been proven. It hasn't been tried and tested through the passage of time, through experiences. Okay. So that is number one. And I'm spending a lot of time there because this is important. This is where a lot of people get up. And here's what I also want you to know. Pick a lane, pick that small thing that you're great at, whether you could be a breakup coach. You help people get out of toxic relationships. That could be all that you do. And know that just because that's where you start, that is absolutely not where you're going to stay. I only recently, last year, finally embraced the title Love and Relationship Coach. Prior to that, I wanted to call myself anything but, even though that's really what I've always been doing, because of there being such this kind of icky in the internet space. Just like I said, there's a lot of people out here that are charlatans, that are not helping nobody, that are just stirring the pot and spewing a lot of negativity, or teaching people how to just date continuously instead of get married if that's what they want. And I know a lot of people, that's actually what they want, is to find the one and get married. But they're not. They're just kind of circling the drain and like, okay, well, whatever. Okay. So that's number one. Think about what that small thing is that you're going to focus on to start, and know that it's going to shift and change. Like I said, when I started my business, I was a transformation life coach. And then I was a life and relationship strategist. And then I said, I'm just going to drop it, because the underscore of everything I do is actually built upon mindset and mindset work. So then, man, I'm just going to call myself a mindset coach. But again, I'm still, the number one reason why women are coming to me is because of their relationships with men. And it's the core of what I do. So I said, okay, I'm gonna call myself a mindset coach and relationship expert. So I'm bringing that back into my title. And then finally, I said, why am I making it so hard for the women who are looking for me to find me? And I just said, I'm a love and relationship coach. And it was like, boom, and my business took off. Why? Because now nobody has to figure out, okay, what it is that she does by reading all my content and all those things. They can just look at my title and know, great, she is someone that I'm looking for. She can help me. Okay, so think about that too. Keep your title simple and keep it related to what you do, but be specific about what area you focus on. Like you can read all my content, you watch all my videos, you're going to know, oh, this lady only deals with people that are dating for the purpose of marriage. She only deals with women, specifically women over 35, specifically women who are successful, specifically women who are high performers and top performers, specifically them who want to date and get married. Them, that's what she works with. She's not just out here for everybody. That's right. And so you want, and you will get that knowing about who your ideal client is as you work with more clients. I'm gonna get into that and some of these other steps. But like I said, pick your lane, and it's okay that it be narrow, and it's good that it's narrow, and know that it's okay that it's going to change over time. Just pick somewhere to start. Pick the one where you feel the most confident you can help somebody to create a transformation, because you've seen it in your own life, you've accomplished it, or you've accomplished it and helped somebody else to do it too. Okay. So number 2, be legit. All right. Be legit. And by be legit, I mean, go get a business license. Get it from your state, get it from your city, get it from your county. All right. If your city and county require it, then get it. Okay. Then also form an LLC. Now, some people are going to tell you, oh, you don't need to do all this stuff in advance. Listen to me. I'm not a tax expert, so you can run this by your CPA, but most of these things are going to be deductible business expenses. Set your business up properly. Go to irs.gov, get you an EIN. It's totally free. So now this is a taxpayer ID for your business. Then, think about what you want the name to be. And then go get your business license, form your LLC in your state, and now you have a legitimate business. Okay, now any expenses and things that you do going forward, you're going to be able to write up on your taxes and all those things. You're going to be protected from any sort of liability in case somebody tries to sue you. See, these are the things you have to think about. Don't start a business because you're broke and you think you're about to hurry up and make some money. That's not going to happen. You need to lay the proper groundwork. All right. So be legit. Like I said, get your business license, get your LLC formed, and you can, depending on how challenging it is for your state. The state I live in, it wasn't hard at all. I went online and did it myself. So you could do that too. It's not hard. So stop letting people think it's hard, and stop thinking you need to hire someone to help you do every single solitary thing. Do it yourself. Google, YouTube, figure it out. And you're watching this video. which I hope you're watching with a paper and pen so that you know what steps you need to do. Get your business licenses, okay? And if you're selling a service, it's relationship coaching. So you don't need a sales tax license for services, at least not in my state, okay? So do that, be legit. And also in that legitimacy, you want to think about, okay, now I have to get paid. So you're going to go online, you're going to set up a Stripe account, you're going to set up a Square account. And even before that, once you get your LLC documents and you get your EIN and all that paperwork, you're going to go to your credit union. Why? Because a credit union doesn't charge you to have a bank account. Sometimes banks will have fees associated with their accounts just for you to have an account. Well, you're just starting off, so you don't have any revenue yet. You don't have any, customers generating any business. So just go to your local credit union and open up a business checking account, which will be a business and a savings, no doubt, a business checking and a business savings together, and do that. So now you have a legitimate business banking account. That's not going to cost you a dime to do. Why? Because when you set up your Stripe and you set up your Square, you want them to deposit into your business checking account. So now you'll have a business debit card. So you're keeping your business expenses separate from your personal finances. You are running a legitimate business. You are setting the groundwork. You're setting the foundation for this to be a proper entity. Okay. Now, you also want to buy yourself a domain. Website domains are cheap. You can go on GoDaddy, get a domain for like $10. Get the, they have like domain protection where they hide your personal information because you may not have a business address. There are some online companies that you can use to get a virtual mailbox. You might be able to find one locally. There's a company here. It's called, or actually it's not here, it's nationwide. It's called Anytime Mailbox. I'll put the links in the description, but it allows you to get a virtual mailbox, which allows you to have a business address if you don't want to use your home address. All of these things that I'm giving you, I hope you're writing down. I'm not necessarily giving them to you in the order that you need to go. But if you just want to think about it logically, okay, I'm getting ready to start my business and I want to have it. I don't want my home to be the address. So go ahead and get that virtual address and then go ahead and apply for your EIN and then go ahead and get your business licenses and your LLC. Make the virtual mailbox address your business address, but make the mailing address your home address. So you still get the mail that it'll come directly to you. Okay. So, and then you want to make sure that you buy yourself a domain. Like I said, I'm using GoDaddy as an example, but you can buy one from wherever. But why? Because you're going to need to set up an email that has your business website. So for example, if your business, you wouldn't want to have your name at gmail.com. That's not professional. No one's going to believe that you're a legitimate business. Nobody's going to want to pay you money if that is your business email. But when you have a domain name, now you can go to Google, all right, and you can set up a Google Drive account and you can get Google Drive and you can set up your email through them using your domain. So it could be your name at relationshipcoach.com. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's how you do that. And also when you have that Google Drive account, it allows you to be able to, create documents, share folders with your clients. It just allows you to set up a more professional feeling to your business. All right. So be legit. Okay. So I want to make sure I've covered all those things. And you might be saying, wow, that seems like a lot of money. I told you already. Do you want to be set up properly or not? You can do it now or you're going to do it later, but you're going to have to do it. Okay. And some people will tell you, well, just go out there and start getting clients. You can do this stuff after the fact. That is true. But I am telling you from my own experience and what I think is the best way for somebody to go about doing it. As someone who's built a six-figure business online, doing this, I'm telling you from my experience. You don't have to trust my judgment. You don't have to substitute it for your own. You can do it any way you want. And I'm not opposed to you getting clients. If you already have people who are willing to pay you right now as is, hey, go for it. But use that money to do the proper things, to set your business up as legit. If they want to work with you now, no, don't make them wait 2-3 weeks or a month. Go ahead and start working with them, but understand and know that these things still need to happen. And a part of that being legit is having an agreement that your clients sign when they work with you. Okay. Now you can find coaching agreements online. You can buy them. like a generic template. You can find someone on Fiverr who will draft one for you. I myself have worked with so many coaches, and I also have a family member who's an attorney. So the best option, of course, is to work with an attorney, but you may not have thousands of dollars to start off with an attorney giving you an agreement. Also, in your particular city, you may have resources that are available to entrepreneurs. Like sometimes they have centers that help small businesses, and they may have templates or individuals on staff that can help you to draft a client agreement. That's important because you want to be protected in the event someone tries to act like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. You want to protect yourself right from the start. All right. And on top of that is business insurance. So you want to have liability, and I forget what the other one is called, but it basically protects you against, any sort of injury, whatever that might happen. If someone tries to say, oh, something you told me, mess me up, whatever, you want to have that as well. Okay. So now you think, man, this is getting expensive. Well, listen, I'm just telling you what's going to make you a legitimate business. All right. You can choose when and how you're going to do this, but I'm going to tell you in the order that I think is important. So be legitimate. All right. So that's number one and number two. Number one was what's the transformation? Pick your lane, pick what you're going to call yourself, and then go make yourself a legitimate business. And then what you're going to want to do as a third step, and understand that all these things may be happening simultaneously, but I've got to break them down in steps to explain to you. So number three, you want to start building a presence online and in person if possible. So online, what do I mean? I believe that, so I'll tell you this, when I started my business, my focus in 2018, I started on YouTube. I started making videos on YouTube, and I would strongly encourage you to utilize this platform to the fullest extent. It is an incredible platform, an amazing platform. I have gotten great clients from YouTube. And one of the mistakes I made, and I'm going to do another video on mistakes I've made in my relationship coaching business, so you can learn from that. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss that when it drops. But I started off promoting on YouTube, and then I joined a coaching program that primarily had me promoting on Facebook and building a Facebook group. And I kind of let YouTube go by the wayside eventually over time, because a lot of the coaches I was working with were promoting their businesses on Facebook. But YouTube is a fantastic foundation. And one of the things I would encourage you to do right off the bat is to commit to doing a 30-day video challenge. And by that, I mean that you are uploading a new video every day. It can be 10 minutes long. It doesn't have to be anything. You don't want it to be too long, like just 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And write out in advance what you want these topics to be about, but they should all be related to what it is that you do, your area of expertise. And write all the titles out, and not saying that you have to record a video every day. You can batch them. You can record however many you want at once, and then you can upload them and schedule them to post, but do it for 30 days. Just why? Because number one, it's going to get you in the habit of being visible. It's going to start the algorithm to start putting your name and your information out there, start making you more findable. And it's going to start giving you practice speaking your message, sharing your expertise. So it also builds your confidence. All right. So that's a good way to start getting your feet wet. And in conjunction with YouTube, a great partner social media platform is Instagram. Why? Because people can't message you on YouTube, but on Instagram, they can send you a DM, and you can take your YouTube videos and you can put them into a platform. There's a platform called Opus Clip AI. You can run your 10, 15-minute video through there, and it will create 60 to 90-second videos, which you can upload to Instagram as reels, which you can also repurpose on YouTube as shorts. And all of this is just going to allow you to have that presence. Okay. You can also use AI to help you create content from your videos. You could take the transcript of your video and put it in a chat GPT or a Claude, and have it help you, give you ideas for how you can break that down into written content for each one of those posts. So there are tools and things that are in place now that were not in place when I started my business, that make it very easy for you to be able to repurpose content and to have a presence on more than one platform. But I don't want you to get overwhelmed, because sometimes we can get into this thing of just generating content and we're not generating any business. We're not making any money. But it is important that you have an online presence because it backs you up. It creates credibility. And the reason why I say start right away is because the longer you're in business, the longer your digital footprint, the longer your online presence, it just creates a greater degree of credibility for you. Okay. Now, I also said in person. So you can also start going to in-person networking events. If you are already a part of some amazing communities, if you're already a part of networking groups, great. Talk to the organizers, talk to the administrator of if you're in the Facebook group or something like that, if it's online. But if it's in person, if it's a networking group, talk to the organizer and ask them if they're looking for speakers, if they're looking for people to talk on the topic that you are an expert at, and offer to speak, offer to give like a 30-minute workshop or masterclass or keynote and do it for free just to start getting your feet wet, building your expertise and your reputation in the in-person community locally. That's one of the things that is another mistake that I didn't do immediately as soon as things opened up after the pandemic. You know, my business was primarily online, and I do have small children. I am a homeschooling mom of two. However, that is something that I could have done a lot faster. Okay, could have got out there. I'm doing that now. Of course, I started doing it last year, but that is something that I would encourage you to do, is to start building your presence and reach for the low-hanging fruit. If you already have connections and women that you know are having these conversations that you know that you can help because you possess this area of expertise, then offer. Okay, I'm getting ahead. I'm actually moving into number 4, which is start making offers and start getting client testimonials. Because once you get to the place to where you decide to have a website built, you're going to want to have testimonials, and you can share your testimonials on your social media as social proof, right? You can put up a video of your client telling you what a great experience they had working with you, what their outcome was, etc. You can put that on your YouTube channel, you interviewing them, or if it's just them doing a standalone testimonial, that's great. But if you don't have any testimonials to start with, which I'm assuming you don't because you're saying, I want to start this business, then you've got to start working with people. Now, I did not work with people for free. I didn't do that. I went through a coaching program, set up my business properly and all those things. And then I started taking paying clients. Okay. So that's how I did. But whichever and I would encourage you to charge them. I would not encourage you. When I said speak, I said free, right? I didn't tell you to help nobody one-on-one for free, because I do want you to work with them one-on-one. Why? Because this is going to allow you to get that coaching experience and strengthen that coaching muscle, because you're not going to know the things that are going to come up in those conversations with your clients, those challenges that they're going to have navigating your process and you trying to guide them, until you're actually in it. And that's how you learn. You learn from doing. You're going to gain more experience. You're going to become more certain about what it is that you do. You're going to sharpen your skill set and your ability to help people experience immediate behavior modifications the more people that you coach. So initially, when you're starting off working with people one-on-one, you can give them a heavily discounted price. I think when I started off, it was like, I want to say like $1,000 for 3 months is all I was charging. It was crazy, right? But whatever you want to charge for 3 months, you know, and to be quite frank, now to work with me one-on-one for 3 months, it's 15 times that. Okay. So I'm just letting you know that, and I stand firmly in that, because I know that the lifetime value of the transformation my clients experience when they step into working with me, when they step into my container, is going to 10x their life, not just in their relationships. It's going to change their entire life, because the woman they become in the process, this happy, healed, and whole version of themselves, is now going to go out into the world and make different choices and decisions in every way. It's going to take their life to a completely different place, a different level. And so I am charging according to that value. And even charging that is a sliver and a fraction of how much money they're going to make, how much happiness they're going to experience, what their life is going to be like as a direct result of working with me at this moment in time, the trajectory that it now goes in. Okay. So you will get there over time the more clients that you work with, the more people that you see experience the power of what it is that you're able to do and help them experience. And remember, your job is to help them to create results in their life using your methodology, okay? Your unique methodology. All right. So that's what you've got to start doing, is you've got to start working with people. Okay. And again, they need to sign an agreement. They need to sign an agreement. So you need to have that in place so that you're protected and they are protected. And most importantly, the expectations are clear. You are not making any sort of guarantees. You do not guarantee results. Why? Because you don't know if they're going to actually do what you tell them to do, and you can't control them. And so if they don't do what you tell them to do, if they don't show up to the calls ready to engage, if they're allowing other things in their life to get in the way, then they can't get mad at you 90 days later when they didn't get the result that they thought they were going to get from working with you, because they didn't do their part. You made yourself available, you gave them access, you did all the things that you were supposed to do, but if they didn't take advantage of it, they're an adult. That's on them. And so you need to have that in your agreement. All right. And some people might be like, oh, whatever. No, that's not how this works. Okay. When you go to a college or a university, you pay them hundreds of thousands of dollars. You go deep into student loan debt, and there is no guarantee that you're going to graduate. And if you don't graduate or you flunk out of a class, do you get a refund? No. If you don't get the grade that you wanted out of that class, do you get to file a complaint and get your money back? No. You are still going to be in debt to the federal government. So it's the same thing. Anytime it comes to a client or you acquiring a skill, a level of knowledge, education, or in this case with coaching, a transformation, you're literally becoming a different person. The onus is on you to step it up. Now, the onus is also on you to do your research and to choose wisely coaches who are legitimate, who have programs that work, and who you vibe with, and you feel you don't just fall for the marketing. You feel like this person gets you. And I'm going to give you some more guidance on that as well, on how to choose that in a future video. So again, make sure you're subscribing and hitting the notification bell if you haven't already. So another way that you could also kind of build up a clientele, like I said, if you're already a part of some communities and networking groups, you could do some free Zoom masterclasses and workshops if that's something that you feel comfortable doing. Now, I will say this, when it comes to local networking, believe it or not, LinkedIn is an incredible resource. Think about the types of women who would be your ideal client. What kind of professions would they have? What kind of job titles would they have? And go on LinkedIn. Make sure your profile is optimized to show who you are, what you do, have a great bio that explains that and all those things. And then start connecting with women locally that could be your potential clients, and look for local organizations that have networking events, because that's a great way to start meeting women locally, is on LinkedIn. And then also go on Eventbrite and see what local networking events are happening for women or entrepreneurs in your area, and start attending and start meeting people and start getting your name out there. Okay. And like I said before, and finding out if there's any opportunities for you to speak. All right. So now the fifth thing that you want to focus on, because I'm just sharing with you how to start a relationship coaching business, and I'm sharing with you just 7 steps in total, but this 5th step, this is huge. You've already kind of started getting your feet wet. You're starting to try to work with clients. You need to focus on mastering sales. You need to master sales and sales psychology. Even if you are the best marketer in the world and you've got people coming in the doors, but you can't close them, you don't know how to sell, you don't have a process, a framework, any way of taking them from, okay, I have this problem, to, yes, I can help you, yes, I want to pay you, then that's a problem. So any books that you can get your hands on that are talking about sales psychology, any YouTube videos, whatever you want to immerse yourself into understanding how to sell, go for it. All right. And I'm being very specific and strategic about what I'm saying here, because you have not heard me tell you to go invest with working with a coach yet, have you? I didn't tell you to do that yet. Now you can, because of course that's going to shortcut, from where you are now to where you want to be. but I'm telling you what you can do on your own. I'm telling you what you can do right now to start a relationship coaching business in the next 30 days. Okay. So read books on sales psychology, read books on mastering sales. You need to do that because you're in business. And if you do not have customers, you do not have a business. And sales is not slimy. It is not the used car salesman. Sales is service. You cannot help somebody solve their problem or experience a transformation until money is exchanged. They're not fully committed to the process until they have paid you. Okay. And you're not running a nonprofit. I said a relationship coaching business. I didn't say nonprofit. So that's not what I'm teaching you how to do here. That's not what I'm talking about. You're not running a nonprofit. You're not running a sister circle where you guys are just going to talk about your feelings, whatever. No. You are running a legitimate business where people are going to pay you money for you to help them solve a problem that they could not solve on their own. You're going to help them shorten the gap between where they are now to where it is that they want to be because of your methodology, your framework, and most importantly, your support and expertise. And what is easy to you is not to someone else. And so that person is absolutely willing to pay you to help them solve their problem. And vice versa. We all have gifts. We all have different talents. We all have different abilities. All right. And so what's easy for me is not easy for the next person. And what's easy for them may not be easy for me. So I'm going to pay them to acquire that skill set, to learn from them, to have them teach me, to have them guide me, because it's not something I innately know or just naturally have going on for me. Okay. I hope that's making sense. Now, number 6 is this is where you want to start really paying attention to what's working in your business. This is also a mistake that I made. And like I said, I'm going to make a future video breaking all these down. Is sometimes what can happen when you're new is you'll start doing something and maybe you start listening to a coach on YouTube or following someone on Instagram, or maybe you even hire someone who starts teaching you a specific way to start doing something. And so you stop doing what you were doing that was actually starting to build momentum and that was working for you. Do not stop doing anything that you have started. If you start doing YouTube videos, do not stop. If you have started posting on Instagram, do not stop. I don't care what coach you work with. I don't care what mentor you hire. I don't care who you follow on whatever and what they're telling you. Do not stop what you have started, because what happens is you're creating momentum, and anytime you stop and you start again, you lose your momentum. And so it's okay to learn new things. It's okay to add to, but don't stop what you're doing that is working. If you're getting engagement on your videos, if you're getting people reaching out, DMing you on Instagram about how your video has changed their life, or they have a question, or how can they work with you, you better keep making them videos. Okay. They're working. And people are engaging you on Instagram, sharing your reels and all these different things, and reaching out to you and saying, hey, how do I learn more? Keep doing it. It's working. 99% of the time, we stop doing what's working right before it's about to take off and make things a lot easier for us. Guilty as charged. Okay. So don't do that. Pay attention. This is number 6. Pay attention to what's working in your business. Literally write down, what am I doing to generate leads? And by leads, I mean people who are interested, who have expressed an interest in working with you, or attending a workshop, or attending a masterclass. What are you doing that is getting them to raise their hand and say, yes, I want in, or yes, I'm interested? Because pay attention to that, because that's what you need to do more of. And then pay attention to, okay, when I did this, when I talked about this topic, this many people booked calls. So this topic seems to really stir my audience to want to really talk to me and engage and want to start working together. So let me talk more about this topic, okay? And pay attention to, of those people, how many of them became clients, and work it backwards. These people became clients. They came from this, and this is what they were interested in. This is what I was talking about. And this is what gave me the most clients. And then put your energy and attention there. All marketing is testing. All marketing is learning. But if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, if you never stop and take inventory, then you won't learn from it. You just keep, I don't know if this is working or not. You've got to pay attention to your data. All right. Take a look at what you're doing and keep doing what's working. All right. In fact, pour gasoline on it. Also, when you are now you're working with clients, even if it's one or two, pay attention to what traits, qualities, and characteristics did they possess? What was it that you said or did that made them want to work with you? And what is it that you like about them? What is it in their character that is making them a great client to work with, that's causing them to get great results? Because now you're going to speak into that into your messaging, because that's the type of woman that you want to continue to draw forward. You're going to get more and more specific about your ideal client. The more women that you work with, you're going to learn, I don't want nobody else like that no more. You're going to learn, she was fantastic. I want more like her. So let me speak about the type of woman that I work with. Let me talk about her in my videos so that she knows when oh, that sounds like me. So she's talking to me. Like, women know, okay, she's talking to me. I'm that single, successful woman. Hey, I'm ready to get married. I'm tired of being out here in these dating streets. And hey, yeah, Jamila, that's who I need to talk to. Okay. So that's number 6. Pay attention to your marketing and start paying attention to the type of women that you're working with so that you can start honing in on who your ideal client is. And then my number 7 for how to start a relationship coaching business in the next 30 days is do not quit your 9 to 5. Don't quit your job. Don't. Wait until your business is actually generating more money than your full-time job if you want to quit and go full-time into entrepreneurship. Why? Because I just explained to you a bunch of things that you're going to need money for. And there are ebbs and flows and ups and downs as you're learning your business. There's a learning curve. It's a big learning curve. And there's a lot of conditioning that we have experienced if you've gone through traditional schooling. Maybe if you went through homeschool, you don't have all these blocks and barriers. But if you went to traditional school, trust me, you are in a box that you will spend the bulk of your money and time trying to break out of in order to succeed as an entrepreneur. And I'm also going to be talking about that in a future video. But until you have mastered generating leads for your business, until you have mastered converting those leads into paying clients, keep your job. Okay. It's not only going to allow you to continue to pay your bills, but it's going to allow you to keep the pressure off your shoulders so that you don't get into desperate panic or scarcity in your business. Now, I don't mean keep your 9 to 5 and then treat your business like a hobby. No, I know that the woman I'm talking to, or the man I'm talking to, that's not how you're envisioning your business at all. I get it. And so still, keep it as a priority. Understand that this is what your ultimate goal is, but don't cut yourself off at the knees. Keep that job coming in, because when life happens, and maybe you're just getting started and something happens that kind of doesn't allow you to be able to focus on your business like you thought or like you needed to. Hey, you still got that check coming in every 2 weeks. All right. But you'll know when it's time to step away from that job, because you will have mastered lead generation, converting those leads into paying customers, and you will be generating the same, if not more, income than you do at your current job. And it's actually important that you generate more, because you'll have to pay for your own benefits, once you're an entrepreneur. It won't be included in your pay. All right. So I broke it all down for you. The 7 different ways, or not the 7 different ways, but the 7 steps you can take to create a relationship coaching business in the next 30 days. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments below. What other questions do you have? Is there anything that I missed? Is there any other topic under this idea of building a relationship coaching business that you would like for me to talk about? Let me know below, and please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.